Hello, my friends. Welcome. Jill Ortiz here from Jill Ortiz Fitness, and we are here today to do our vision board exercise workshop for 2024. And I'm so excited to have you here. Let me know you're here, and whether you're watching live or on the replay or on YouTube or on my website, on my blog. This is going to be an amazing opportunity. So many people don't envision what they want for their future. So many people don't dream. They don't dream big or big enough, and they have no idea what they want, and they never really think about it, and they never actually act on it. And I want to start this by saying, where your energy goes and where your attention goes, your energy, your action is going to follow. And so if you can start by pinpointing the things that you want in life, then you can start to go after them. And I promise you, you can achieve anything. That's something my grandma used to say. She said, you can do anything. And I, for one, believe in you. So thank you so much for joining, and let me know you're here and that you're excited. All you need today is a pen or a pencil and some paper. And I'm going to give you all the prompts right now, and you can either write them down, or they're also right in the post here, and everything you need is there, so you don't have to write them down. But I'm going to go quickly through this. It's not going to be like an hour-long workshop. I'm just going to take you through the exercise, the 4 steps of creating, and then I want you to take time, and I want you to do it immediately, just like I will. I am going to get this done today as well, because it's so important to act quickly when you're motivated to do something. That sometimes that motivation can be short-lived if you don't take action right away. So I want you to listen and to start thinking, and to maybe jot some notes down if things immediately come to mind. Otherwise, I want you to take the time as soon as possible. If you have time off this week, take the time to do the activity, to create this, and then you'll feel so good going into the new year, having done the activity. And then you can just focus on your goals the rest of the year, and let other things that don't fall in line with your goals, just let them fall away. And you'll see that life becomes so much more streamlined. That was actually one of my words last year, was streamlining. And you'll see that decisions come easier, and actions, and the life doesn't get so crowded with all these ideas, and you can start to focus on what it is that you want. So I'm going to take you through the 4 steps here. And again, you can go back through, and everything is written out for you. So it might sound familiar when you go back, because I'm going to say it all. So jot down any notes you like and just follow along. Take as much time as you need to get this done, and let's get started. So the first thing I want you to do is envision yourself in 2024. Okay, so I'm going to ask you 4 questions. The first thing is, who do you live with? Right? Is it people? Is it fur babies? Who do you live with? So that's an easy one. You could write that down now. So number 1, step 1, question 1 is, who do you live with? Or who do you envision living with? Maybe you don't have a mate right now. Maybe you're envisioning who your dream mate is, okay? Maybe you want your parents to come live with you. Maybe you want your kids out of your house. Okay, so who do you live with? The second one is, what did you accomplish? What is something that you accomplished that you're super proud of, that you accomplished this year in 2023? Okay? What is something that you accomplished that you're super proud of, and that you should be celebrating yourself for in 2023? Okay? Again, you don't have to write the answers down. Take time to think. Okay? The third one is, what do you hope to accomplish? What is something you really want to accomplish in 2024? And what's really neat is that sometimes when you pick this one really big, what we call push goal, it should be something that helps all of your other little goals kind of fall in line as well. So let's say your goal is to go traveling and to finish a marathon and to do all these things. Then your push goal could be about your health and fitness, because if we are in great shape, then that will allow us to be able to go traveling and compete in some big thing, right? So this is your big something that you really want to accomplish that would mean a lot to you in 2024. Okay. And then the fourth part of envisioning you in 2024 is describing yourself in 3 words. Okay. Think about, what would others say about you? Think about your friends, your family, about what you want to be known for. When they do your eulogy, what are the things that you want to be known for? So for me, this has always been very much the same, and sometimes I change a couple of these. The first 2 that I always choose, number 1 is authentic. I want people to know there's only one of me, and that when people ask me what's the difference, what makes Jill Ortiz Fitness and your Empowered Fitness Mastery fitness program different than all the other programs out there, it's me. It's all me. I'm very authentic. I do what feels right for me. I follow my own path. Sometimes I create my own path. And so you're always going to get authentically Jill. I'm not copying other people. And you always get the truth from me, right? My truth. And so being authentic and being yourself, and maybe choosing the less traveled path when others are all going down the same path, that can really set you apart and make you feel like you're you. Okay. The second thing for me is being strong. So it's being strong for myself, physically, emotionally, mentally, healthy, being strong in my immunity, being strong in my mindset, being strong in my desire to do things, being strong for others and helping others find their strength. This is something that has always been super important to me, to the point where I put strength on my back in a tattoo in my freshman year of college, and that's very important to me. The third one was the one that I chose last year, because as people joined this community here, what I kept hearing the most was that people had this lack of motivation. And so for me, it's so important that I'm motivating, that I motivate others, and not just to say, oh, she's amazing. It's not that. It's motivating you to take action. So I'm constantly asking you to take action on things, and I'm always giving you opportunities. And so for me, I'm hoping to help motivate you and empower you to help yourself. So those are my things: authentic, strong, motivating. If I think, somebody's talking about me to their friends, or if I just went to somebody's house for Christmas, that they say, wow, she's really motivating. She's a really strong person. She's very authentic, And so what are the words that would describe you? Because what I've found is, in this world and in this life, if you're living and not being yourself and not knowing your true essence, it's very hard. It's very hard to live and not feel like you're being yourself. Okay. So that's step 1, envisioning you in 2024, asking these questions. Who do you live with? What did you accomplish in 2023? What are you wanting to accomplish in 2024? And how would you describe yourself in 3 words? Okay. So again, you don't have to do all this right now. I'm talking right now. You can pause it if you're doing it on replay, and then come back and take the time to do these things. And maybe it's just writing things out at the beginning, sketching things out, just whatever comes to your mind. Okay. The second thing, you do need a piece of paper for this, and maybe it's a big blank piece of paper, or you flip your paper over, is a brain dump. It's, what do you desire? And so we want to get crystal clear on things, and we want to be super specific, and we don't want to restrict ourselves. So everything that comes to mind, and sometimes in the beginning, it seems impossible. You're like, I have no idea what I'm going to say. But there's research that says when you start physically writing things out on a piece of paper, that more things will come. And as you start to dump things out, maybe you have little headers, things that I want, like material things. And I don't want you to feel bad for wanting anything in life, because you deserve the world. You deserve everything. So I want you to write out things that you want. My husband got an Apple Watch for Christmas, and my father-in-law just bought himself one today too. And so what are things that you just want? I found a watch, for those of you who know I love golfing, and I found a Garmin watch. It's like $650, $700. I'm telling you, by the end of this year, I will have that watch. 100% is going on my dream board. That is a physical thing that I want. I know it's expensive, but I will use that thing and I want it. Is it a new car? Is it some physical things that you just want that would be so much fun, that would add value to your life? Places you want to go. I want to go to Italy. I want to go to Bora Bora. I want to go to so many different places. I want to go visit my friend Nina in Alaska. I want to go take the kids to Hawaii. Write everywhere down that you want to go, because guess what? If you write it down, you're going to start thinking, well, I wonder where the flights, how do you get flights and who flies there and how much does it cost? And, and all the little details, you start thinking about it and focusing on it. And then I guarantee you, when you focus on these things, you're going to make it happen. It's going to happen. So what else? How about feelings, things you want to feel in your life, friendships, things that you really, do you want to feel loved? Do you want to feel vibrant and happy every day? Do you want to feel grateful? When you focus on these things, they happen, right? So when I think about, not wanting to feel judgmental and anxious, if I start to think of the opposite of those things, grateful and calm, then I can focus on what would make me grateful and calm. Well, thinking about things I'm grateful for every day, practicing gratitude. If I don't want to be all anxious, what can I do to be calm? I can breathe. Okay, so we want to write down everything that you could possibly ever want. And I don't want you to think that anything is off limits. Think about homes you want to own and all kinds of things, right? So this is for you to sit and reflect and fill up an entire page of all the things that you want, right? And maybe it's repairing relationships, maybe it's spiritual things, all kinds of things, okay? So that's step 2, the brain dump, okay? Step 3 is identifying goals for 2024 that will help you to get closer to living this dream life. So when we think about goals, it's a little more concrete than dream and vision. It's actually starting to get a little bit more specific. And so we call these SMART goals. Many of you, I'm sure, have heard of setting SMART goals. And so we have some criteria. So remember, it's going to be 7 goals, and I'm going to tell you more about it. I'm going to tell you what SMART goals are. So for those of you who don't know, number 1, it's specific. So the S, it's an acronym. So the S is specific. So for instance, it's not saying like, I want to get in shape in 2024. Because you're not going to know when you're there if you don't know the criteria, the specificity of what does that mean. What it might mean is, I am wearing my size 4 jeans that I don't fit into now by May of 2024, right? So that's a more specific goal. You're going to know when you get there, okay? Rather than, I want to get in shape, right? Rather than, I want to be healthy. I want my A1C to be this number, right? Okay, so the next thing is, again, measurable. Things that are measurable. So how do you know if you've reached it or not? So maybe it's, I want to lose 5 pounds by April and, 20 pounds by September. And so this is measurable. So you'll know when you get there. I want to have $10,000 in the bank, right? And so that is, you'll know when you get there. So your goals need to be measurable, okay? The second thing is, or the third thing actually, SMA, the A is achievable. So goals should be achievable. Maybe there's stretch, right? Maybe there's something like, and I don't want to say this is impossible, but if you said like, well, I want to be the president of the United States in 2 years. Well, if you don't have a political background and you don't have anything on your resume, that's probably not achievable, right? But there are definitely things that are achievable. Make sure your goals are in the realm of achievable, right? Even if you're not sure if you could get there, it's okay for them to be stretch goals. They have to be somewhat realistic, okay? Achievable. The next one is relevant. And this is an interesting one too, because it has to be something that actually means something to you. So you have to know, why do I care? And how is this going to change my life? So if you said, like, my goal is to wake up every single morning at 4 a.m. and go on a 5-mile run, right? Because that's, I don't know, because it's probably good for me. I'll probably lose weight that way. Well, if you're not a runner, you hate running, and it's going to make you miserable, that's not really relevant to you. Okay. So you want to do things that are going to actually be relevant to you, bring you joy, that actually have a meaning. So once you achieve that goal, how does life change, right? Is it just something that you did? Or is it actually going to change your life? So you want to choose goals that are relevant to who you are and the things that you want and you envision in life. Okay. The next one is time bound. So SMART, time bound. So this means that we don't give ourselves forever to achieve our goals. It means that we put a deadline, and it's okay. It creates a sense of urgency. It creates motivation to act and achieve the goal. And it's okay. I want to tell you something. There has been many goals that I have set in my life, and I put a timeline on them, and I did not achieve them in that time frame, but then I achieved them shortly after. And if I never set that time frame, then I probably would have waited longer and it would have taken longer. So I do want you to set maybe intermediate goals or set goals so that you know what you need to do to get there, and you can kind of reverse engineer. Okay. So when it comes down to what are these 7 goals going to be, I'm going to give you some categories so that you can kind of think and get a little more direction. So maybe write one goal for each of these categories. And if these don't apply to you, then you can create your own categories. Okay. So I'm thinking one goal for career, business. Okay. Do you want to work from home? Do you want to advance? Is there a certain title you want? Do you want to make a career change? Okay. So career, business, do you have an earnings level that you're looking for? Relationships, okay? And I've had 2 goals for this in the last several years on my vision board. Improving my relationship with my husband, right? We've been married 15 years. 2008, 15 years. And so things kind of fizzle out a little bit over time. And so we went to a marriage retreat this past year because it put it on the dream board, improve the relationship with my husband. So then what do I got to do to make that happen, right? So that was one of my goals. And same thing for, helping my kids to improve their relationship as brothers, right? So these are things that are important. They were important to me. Financial goals, right? Money in the bank, money for retirement, money putting towards kids, money towards, savings. What are some financial goals, right? Or one big financial goal, okay? And again, it's got to be a SMART goal. So not like, I want to save $1 million in the next year. Could be. I don't know if you have a way to do that, maybe. Health goals, okay? Maybe pick a health goal, right? So what would you need to do to then focus on your health goal? Whether it's improving a condition you have or avoiding any sickness, okay? Learning. Do you have any learning goals? Is there something that you've been wanting to learn about? Going back to school, getting a license, getting a certificate, improving your knowledge in some area. So for me, it helps. And I'm required to every 2 years to renew my personal trainer certificate. I have to get a certain amount of continuing ed credits. And so for me, I generally decide each year what is an area that will benefit my niche, my audience the most, and is there a certificate or a course that I can take to and complete to learn more in my fields. Okay. Spirituality. Do you have any goals for your spirituality. Maybe if you've lost touch with your religion, or you've become a little lackadaisical about, going and worshiping, is that something that's important to you? It doesn't have to be, but that's one of the areas if you'd like. And it doesn't mean you have to be part of any organized religion. You can do something at home for yourself. And that doesn't always mean religion either. Spirituality can mean other things. And then creativity. Is there anything that you would like to create? Last year, I took an art course that was 2022. And I wanted to learn how to draw, and I did my own self-portrait. And so that was something for my creativity. Maybe it's interior design, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. And for me also, I guess this could be both career and creativity, or one of my goals on my vision board last year was to become an actress / model. And I booked a few commercials. I got an agent and I booked some commercials, and and I got into the business. So this is how it works: is you got to start envisioning things, writing them down, making them solid goals, right? When it's written down and you're actually putting it in writing, then it's real. And so that's step 3, is to find your 7 goals. Okay. And write those down. Step 4 is to actually create your vision board. And so what we want this to be something that you're going to see often. So I always do mine, and I'll tell you how I do mine and different ways to do it. I always do mine as my background on my laptop. So I am on my laptop every single day for my business. And so when I open up my laptop, I see my background, right? The screen background. And that's where I always, for the last, 2015, 8 years, the last 8 years since I started doing this, I've had this on my background. And sometimes the goals and the vision carries forward from one year to the next. And a lot of times is very similar from year to year. And I could probably flip around my camera and show you in a few minutes what mine looks like. Yes, I see how I can do it. And so, actually, I'll do that right now. Okay, you ready to go for a ride? Let's hope I don't mess anything up on my screen or in the video. You having fun? Okay, let me find, because it's probably going to look very much like this. And like I said, a lot of things carry over from one year to the next. Come on. It doesn't want to, I hit the button, but it doesn't want to flip around. Nope. Okay, well, I'll flip the camera around. All right, so here we go. Hopefully you can see this. All right, so this is my 2023 dream board. You see how it's my computer background, right? And so there's a lot of things on there that I'm going to keep working on that maybe I didn't achieve in this past year, but they're still my focus. And maybe I'll put some new things on. Okay. All right. So we want to, so maybe you do it, you could do it digitally. You can do it as a poster board. It's kind of like whatever your style is, what you like to do. I am not the kind of person that likes to sit and like cut things out of magazines and, print stuff off. I don't even have a color printer. My printer's black and white. I don't like to color and draw, but some people do. So that's why I just make mine digitally on the computer. But you can do whatever speaks to you, but you just want it to be somewhere where you're visually seeing it daily, because that's how you're going to focus, and that's how you're going to continue to take action and remind yourself of what are these things that you said were super important, right? And so I tend to use PowerPoint to do my digital one. And I'll Google images and I'll pull pictures from my camera roll or on my phone. And I've always just kept the same format. And I'll write words on it, my affirmations. I'll write my words that I want to be described as, just to remind myself who I am. And so I put all my things on there, and I make it in PowerPoint, and then I just clip it and put it on my background. There's also Canva is a really great app that you can use to create. PicMonkey is one that people used to use. You can use Google Docs, right? And I'm sure there's many other things out there that you can use to create this. Otherwise, get a poster board from Michael's, maybe some glitter and pictures. That's more like my mother likes to do that, more like collage stuff. And you can do that. And you just got to start doing it. And you can't just hold back and say, oh, that's a really good idea, but I'm busy. This is really important, right? This is really, really important that you do these things. It's not busier than anything, or it's not less important than anything else that's keeping you busy. Okay. So, I'd say 90%, I used to say 70%, 75%, 90% of people will not do this, right? You're maybe watching a little bit of the video, but will not take action. But I'm telling you, this is what works. It's what's gonna help you get there. And so take my advice, okay? So this is where you now go off, and I'm gonna do the same. And you can create your vision board and you can share it with me, whether you put it in the comments or make a post or email it to me, or whatever you'd like to do. You can share it with me, or you can keep it to yourself. I will create my new one and share it with you, of course. And that's it. So I hope you loved this activity, and do it now. And have a beautiful rest of the year and a wonderful new year. You can achieve anything and everything. You want to surround yourself with the right people. You want to take consistent action, and you want to have belief in yourself. Okay? All right. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.